Historically, the Australian cattle dog has been known by several different names like Red Heeler, Blue Heeler, Queensland Heeler and Speckled Heeler. History and origin of the Australian cattle dog. The early settlers to Australia began breeding these dogs for herding large numbers of cattle. Exported from England, it is thought the dogs originally resembled the ancestors of the Old English sheepdog. However, it turned out the dogs were entirely unsuited to the hot and dry climate. Around 1830, a blue-spotted drover dog, similar to a collie, arrived in Australia from northern England. After crossbreeding with dingoes, 10 years later the breed Hall's Heeler was born. Dogs from this newly developed working dog breed were adept at driving half-wild cattle herds across hundreds of kilometers in the harsh climate and terrain of Australia. Around this time, the dogs were almost certainly crossbred with the Australian Kelpie, although it is sometimes mistakenly claimed that Dalmatians and Bull Terriers were also introduced into the breed. The breeding was mainly focused on the dog's herding ability and less on beauty. In 1903, the first standard for the cattle dog was written, stating that it was a small, stocky, blue dingo. The rules were changed twice until the current FCI standard was established. Appearance of the Australian cattle dog. The FCI specifies a height at the withers of 46 to 51 cm for males and 43 to 48 cm for females. The cattle dog weighs between 14 and 22 kilos depending on sex. Its average life expectancy is around 10 years. The Australian cattle dog's coat appears in many interesting colors, such as red or blue-grey speckled, but also plain blue-grey. Its tan to white markings are also typical for the breed. The double coat fur has quite a weatherproof quality with a hard, short, dense and close-fitting undercoat. Nature and character of the Australian cattle dog. You can still find these tireless, intelligent and hard-working dogs herding cattle in Australia today. If they are only to be kept as family dogs, they should always be kept busy and given plenty of walks. Cattle dogs can be kind and quite cuddly. However, males can be very dominant, which can also lead to problems with other dogs, and they can be quite reserved around strangers. Their nature as a herding dog makes them think and act independently, so it is almost impossible for an owner to train them to obey every command. The dogs have a deep affection for their owner, but they always expect confirmation after their work is done. Exercise and care of the Australian cattle dog. A lot of exercise and mental challenges are a must for Australian cattle dogs. Therefore, they enjoy dog sports such as obedience, agility or training as rescue dog just as much as running alongside their owner during horse rides or cycling tours. Here's a fun fact too. Australian cattle dog puppies are always born white. Unfortunately, animals with a permanent white color are very often affected by congenital deafness. Hereditary blindness can also occur more frequently in this breed. Regularly brushing their fur, as well as checking their eyes, ears and paws, will help ensure the dogs stay in robust health.